Most expensive colored diamond which you know about or aware about?
Red diamonds are extremely rare. That 2-carat diamond costed $18 million. It is that rare.
About your the most interesting diamond or a colored fancy diamond which you would have seen, which actually caught your eye and you're like, okay, wow.
Red is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Greens are rare, but then demand-wise, you see pink more in demand.
IGI versus GIA certification में ना प्राइस डिफरेंस होता है डायमंड्स का, वो ऐसा क्यों रहता है?
IGI has built their service which appeals to an audience in a certain way, and
Okay.
GIA has built in a particular standard, and that is how they are serving.
What's your focus in Middle East?
For a lot of jewelry, but then predominant the jewelry is very commercial in nature.
येलो डायमंड्स में कौन से टाइप्स ऑफ येलो होते हैं and which is the most expensive to the least expensive?
So let's keep it more generic. Forget yellow. I think we do it for all color diamonds because the grading standards are the same.
Okay.
It's just that the color changes overall.
Color diamonds में कलर आता कैसे है?
Story that they go by, diamond is pure. Well, that is actually true.
Yeah.
A white diamond effectively is pure carbon. It's the purest form.
Gold jewelry versus titanium jewelry, which you are really into.
Gold jewelry you can work with at a lower temperature. With titanium, you need extreme high temperature to work with.
A 2-carat white diamond versus a 2-carat yellow diamond. You can also bifurcate in 3 types. Give the difference in the pricing.
The entry level of yellows could also be cheaper than whites. The strongest, like the fancy vivid, will be much more expensive than white as well. So there is a range of yellow diamonds colors available.
Yeah.
So depending upon the customer.
Which is more rare, white diamonds or colored diamonds?
It's a very simple answer. Color diamonds are extremely rare.
About your the most interesting diamond or a colored fancy diamond which you would have seen, which actually caught your eye and you're like, okay, wow. Any pieces like this or any jewelry like that or any diamond like that as such?
So one of the most interesting colors I find is a green diamond.
That is the most rarest one, right?
It is one of the rarest one.
After
There's
red?
also red.
After
Red is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Greens are rare, but then demand-wise, you see pink more in demand. So of course,
blue.
Price is related to demand and supply overall. But green diamonds are something which I personally really like because they're very rare to find overall. Of course, there is a very gray area with green diamonds because green color is with radiations.
Yeah,
overall.
Boron radiations.
But then so that's what makes it exciting because natural diamonds in green are very few overall.
That's true. So since you're talking about the different colors of fancy diamonds, how do you assess the quality of a fancy colored diamond comparing it to any other white diamond? Is it the same or how do you do the quality assessment for the colored diamonds?
So the set of parameters are the same for diamond, be it white or color. It's just that the definition of color changes.
Okay.
So let's say how white you have D2Z, D2M color more or less. But in color diamonds also there's a grading structure where it starts with faint, very light and goes till fancy vivid overall. So there's a range of color overall that you have in color. But apart from that, the other parameters are the same.
Okay.
The 4 C's if you talk about. The same, the clarity is there, the color is there, and then the symmetry, polish, everything is there, it's the same, the fluorescence. So nothing changes except the color portion.
Okay. Before we deep dive into fancy colored diamonds and talking about them, which we're going to have most interesting conversations about, I want to take a step back and just talk about diamonds.
Sure.
IGI versus GIA certification में ना price difference होता है diamonds का, वो ऐसा क्यों रहता है? Why is the premium?
So I think how every lab has to survive, so they provide a level of service which appeals to an audience. So now IGI has built their service which appeals to an audience in a certain way, and GIA has built in a particular standard, and that is how they are serviced. So GIA is at the top of the game. They are the gold standard per se when it comes to grading. So now if someone has to compete, they have to build value, right? Service is not the only value because GI does so well, so people can't compete purely on service overall. So they have to give more value. So what they do is they tweak their grading standards through which they are able to survive or build more value. So the idea is that, if you take the same diamond, give it to IGI versus GIA, the grading is different. It's not exactly the same. And that's where the value is built overall. Something which is E color by IGI is certainly not an E color with GIA. So now that is where the difference is, where the value is, and hence the difference in price as well. and they're taking advantage of the fact of localization and the local market where certain labs have importance. Let's say you go to Europe, there's HRD has some level of importance over IGI, though IGI is a bigger lab. So if you go to Middle East, I was just in Middle East last week, and I was surprised to how much adoption HRD has over there as well.
Nice.
In the end, so it is interesting, but I guess it's more about services that they're locally providing, and then that localization is basically which drives the differentiation. See, part of the service is also that IGI has been supporting retailers and giving them services to a different degree, where they come to your store or come to your office and grade the diamonds or the jewelry as well.
Okay.
So which is something which GI doesn't do.
Okay.
Yeah, GI doesn't do that because they feel that we have to maintain our high standards and we can only do that in a very controlled environment.
Yeah.
And IGI is a bit flexible about it. So service is also something which drives the decision.
So the GI premium is worth it or not?
I think for sure. I think it is all. See, value is always relative, right?
Yeah.
How you find something attractive is very relative to
Yeah.
every individual. So
That is
now,
true.
as I said, if somebody is educated or somebody is told whom they trust that IGI is good, it's good.
Okay.
So I think there's nothing wrong. All labs are good. If you like it, you take it in the end. But unless and until you are aware of the difference that and what they stand for, then at least you're making a very educated decision.
So now Arjun is going to help us play a game, which is
Before that, I had one question
Okay.
Sure.
on you traveling to the Middle East, and you were talking about Middle
Yes.
East. So
Yeah.
what do you do what's your focus in Middle East?
So we specialize only into color diamonds, so that's certainly the forte overall. Having expanded into jewelry, we always had a customer base for loose diamonds. Now, having expanded into jewelry, we do extreme high jewelry, and Dubai is known for a lot of jewelry, but then predominant the jewelry is very commercial in nature overall. The design language over there is very, very classic and very mundane to a degree.
Also
That
a lot
it's
of
tried
gold,
and
right?
tested. A lot of gold, but even in diamond is a lot of tried and tested stuff only. So people are not innovating so much.
Okay.
And we make high jewelry, and we have incorporated a lot of innovations because we have learned a lot of innovations over a period of time by serving our customers overall. So we felt that there's always a great market potential that is untapped, and we can tap into it. So we are just going to the places because we are very new over there, building our relationships out, telling them what we have, showing them what we have, and I think we just grow it over a period of over the next years. So that's the goal.
Shall
So
we go to the?
let's start with the celeb round.
All right.
First.
Okay.
Do you
So-
want to tell the rules?
Okay. The
All right.
rules is we
Yeah.
will show you pictures of two celebs.
Yes.
You have to tell us who pulled it off better,
Better.
and also break down the jewelry
Okay.
in your ways.
Okay.
Let's see.
You do one, I do.
Yeah. So let's first ask you whom would you choose? Shah Rukh, Kareena, Deepika, or Ishan?
I would take Shah Rukh.
Okay.
I would.
So we'll take the Shah Rukh one.
Okay. Fine. Sure.
So this one.
Yeah.
Which one do you think pulled it off better?
Before that,
Sure.
what's your initial reaction seeing both of them?
So why I picked Shah Rukh is because I feel men's jewelry is very underrated, and I think it's coming of age. I think it's about time where in India, men's jewelry take a bit of a center stage as well.
I would not
Yeah.
a bit. I think it's
So we have also, exactly. So we have also delved into a bit of men's jewelry ourselves, and we were surprised to the reaction that we are
Yeah.
getting. So in that sense, I felt between the two, one is something which is very traditional in nature, and one is much more modern.
Yeah.
And I feel people relate to much more modern form of jewelry much better, especially in men, than the traditional ones overall, because this is much more universal with all kind of different kind of clothes you can carry it. And then the other one is very, very traditional, very event oriented.
Okay.
So that way I just feel that Shah Rukh.
And if you break down what
Yeah.
Shah Rukh is wearing,
Yeah.
what is he wearing? What are the things?
what catches your eye in his whole piece?
See, few things I do like about it, that there is the element of gold, which is the layering is there, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I also like the choker part, which is not something very common
Yeah.
you see. overall in men jewelry.
Yeah.
Layering, you might see chains, people wearing single chains with the pendants. So these are just few of them stacked together. So that's fine. Yeah. So I mean, traditionally people wear kind of a necklace with a pendant as such in men's anyways. So that's something there. But the choker is the most interesting part. That's not something which people wear that easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on this, or do you want to move to the next one?
So the next one. Yeah.
So let's
So we have Kareena here
Yeah.
and
keep
Aditi.
it for the audience.
Yeah.
Which one pulled it off better?
Kareena and
Aditi.
sorry,
This is Aditi.
Aditi.
Yes.
Yeah.
So which one do you think pulled it off better?
I like what Aditi did much better, because what Kareena is wearing is something which has been worn for too many years. So for the past many years, you
Okay.
look at it, that kind of designs are too common.
Nice.
You know, you go to any store, you'll always find that. Now, on the other hand, what Aditi has worn, it has two parts to it. There's a choker and there's a long necklace. Now, the best part, what I really like, is that they have left a big gap between the choker and the necklace.
Okay.
Generally, if people layer it up, they don't keep so much gap.
Okay.
And I think that is where it is something which is much more sexy and beautiful and eye-catching
Nice.
overall.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Is this not so? Is it not too dark? The color and the dress color and the jewelry that they are wearing.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming. Is it not becoming monochrome, or do you think that attracts more?
I think that attracts more. I kind of like a lot of the darker metal in the jewelry, because what happens is that you are able to highlight where the money is much even better, and it kind of builds out that contrast as well. Overall, not everything has to be too shiny. Let the part which is of the focus be shiny. Why do you want everything
That's
to be
true.
shiny overall?
That's
And
a
that's
good
where I think designing is, that people play around a lot with contrast nowadays, and people are not afraid to do it, and that's
Yeah.
what they should think in the end. I believe there's a lot of potential in play of metal, the color of the metal,
Yeah.
and the texturing of the metal as well, and that's something which is, I believe,
So the last one,
we implore a lot
Interesting.
about that.
the last one we're gonna go with
Yeah.
is the king and the groom look.
Yeah,
It's Ishan and Siddharth Malhotra.
yeah.
Which one is your style?
I think in this case, because of it is very occasion based, then I would prefer Ishan, because I would like some contrast on
Nice.
a traditional wear. I don't want monochrome on traditional wear, purely because the traditional wear already is ornated enough. Then you cannot have something which just blends with it at the end, because that ornation is also not the fact. Like cloth is, the design is right from top to bottom overall. So there's a lot of things happening. So you have an option to do something different
That's true.
on a part of the body.
And do you want to break down what Ishan is wearing? Oh, sorry, what Siddharth is wearing? Let's do that.
See, Siddharth is very much like monochrome, but here, you don't see the jewelry. So if there is something important being worn, it's not visible.
Okay.
It could have been a very generic chain as well, and it could have given the same impact. So there's not much value to what he's wearing. At least the perception, the perceived value is just not there.
Okay, interesting.
So now we're gonna play another game,
Sure.
and this game is called Made in India.
All right.
I'm gonna show you two pieces of jewelry.
Yeah.
One is by a global brand,
Yeah.
and one is by an Indian brand.
Done.
And you have to guess which one is from a global brand
Yeah.
and one is from an Indian brand.
Okay. That's
Okay.
easy. I hope that's easy.
Okay, this we're gonna start easy. We're gonna start very easy.
All right.
If you know the brand, you can name the brand as well. Okay. So this is our first one.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious the left one is Indian very much. The right one, I don't know the brand. I think it's one of those big high jewelry brands anyways. It's very
Nice.
classic in nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very obvious. And also one of the obvious things which is a big trend, which you also see in that photograph, is the toy moi effect in the earrings.
What does toy moi effect in jewelry mean?
I mean, it's a French word. The meaning is that you're basically using two colors and
Yeah.
wearing them together.
Okay.
Now, there are different versions of it where it could be in a ring where there are two colors in one ring, or it could also be in earring where
Is this what
you're wearing two different colors
the green.
in different years. And here they have also gone one step where the symmetry is also reversed.
Even the earrings. Look
Yeah.
at the earrings. The tassel for the both are different. One is with
No,
the
exactly. So they are reversed over here
Yeah.
also. So this is something which internationally you see much more often. But in India also it's picking up very nicely. You saw the Ambani wedding also. You saw something on those lines. But then people are accepting it in a much nicer way now.
Yeah.
Should we go for one more?
Yeah, let's do another one. Let's not this one.
Okay,
Wait. I think we're going to get more difficult. He's
Yeah,
really
the
young.
difficult.
Yeah,
Why
you can
not?
do.
We
you
try.
can do, this one.
This one?
No, not this one. This one you can do.
Ooh la la. I think I might know also, but let's see.
And if you can give the breakdown on the stones, would be good.
All right, this is a tricky one, but I believe the right one is international.
I thought as well.
Going for this
Overall,
one.
because the choice of metal color, that's not something which is natural. That people would use that. I feel it is not yellow gold, it's a bit different.
Attention please, the exhibition is closed now and will open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you for visiting Delhi Jewellery and Gem Fair 2025 and see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe the right one because I think it's so this kind of pop kind of a diamond ring you see a lot in the vintage jewelry section. You see a lot of them with gemstones and other things. Here it's a black diamond. Black diamond is something which is not very appealing in India, so people would not mount. But people internationally they want brown, black, those kind of things
Dull
with a bit of a
colours.
vintage look.
Yeah.
It's something which sells. So this is in that segment. So I believe that is
Do
international.
you want to know it's right or wrong?
Yep.
It
So-
doesn't matter. Design is universal, so there's nothing right and wrong
So
when it comes to
this is
design.
made in India,
Okay.
and this is by a global brand.
Okay.
I also thought the same thing because of
Yeah,
what
I
we
think
are-
it's again. I mean, yeah, because black is not a natural choice for the Indian segment.
Yeah.
The education level is very limited.
This
So
is
that
made
it's kind
by
of becomes
this is made by Hirani,
okay.
and this is made by Harry or Winfrey brand.
But I'm
Yeah.
very curious who would wear this because I don't think any Indian person
Black.
might wear
So
much
again, this can also be a great men jewelry with black diamonds, I believe.
for
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so men's can prefer something like this also. Even female, I've seen a lot of people wearing chunky jewelry
Yeah.
in female as well, and that's something which is exciting overall.
Interesting. We have more questions.
Yeah. Now circling back to the podcast,
Yeah.
enough of fun and games.
Sure.
Let's talk about jewelry now. And okay, diamonds don't have an ROI. Is
Yeah.
that a reality or is that a myth?
It's a myth, very much a myth. I think diamonds have fantastic hold of value. When we talk about white diamonds and color diamonds, white diamonds are considered to a degree as a commodity, so they don't appreciate in value so much. But let's take an horizon of over a period of 20 years overall. White diamonds do have appreciation when you talk about INR value. So it is there is a level of appreciation over there.
Okay.
But then there's the other segment in diamonds, which is color diamonds. So color diamonds are extremely rare. Less than 2% of all diamonds being color diamonds,
Oh,
natural color
nice.
diamonds. So they're extremely rare. So that's something which, because of the rarity, the price appreciation factor has been wonderful. I mean, if you look at any color diamond over the past 20 years, at a minimum, they have doubled up
Yeah.
in INR terms.
For fancy color
For
diamonds.
fancy color, at a minimum. So I'm talking about even the yellow
Nice.
diamonds, they have doubled up over this period. And like if you take for blues and pinks, they have gone up 10 times, 7 times. So there is a fantastic appreciation value for anything which is rare, and that goes with gemstones as well. But I
So-
think that's a myth for sure.
So coming to another myth buster, yellow diamonds are cheaper. Let me use the exact same term which I
Sure.
heard from
No worries.
someone. I said that I like yellow diamonds.
Yeah,
Yellow diamonds है ना बहुत सस्ते हीरे होते हैं.
yeah.
Is that a myth or is that a reality?
So that's where I think there is the nomenclature issue, where the nomenclature overlaps. This is
Okay.
a problem in that front. For example, let's take the north of India, for example, where they don't buy or invest too much into DEF color. They use the lower IJK color range.
Yeah.
Now, what are IJK color? They are a bit yellow, a tinge of yellow
Yeah,
in it,
tinge,
right? Now, when it comes to LMNOP color, that is yellow.
Yeah.
So if you look at the definition used by the local jewelers predominantly in the north of India, ये तो पीला हीरा है. And the definition of that pila hira is actually LMN
Okay.
color. So that's what this meant by pila.
So that is not real yellow diamond.
That's not real diamond, yellow diamond. That is white with a tinge of yellow in it,
Okay.
effectively. So when people really see, नहीं ये तो yellow है, If you see the same people, नहीं ये yellow है, वो तो पीला था. So this sometimes it's funny when we talk about it
Yeah.
with people as well. But then for them the definition of peela is different. So
since we're
I think
talking,
it's an issue with that.
so since we're talking about yellow diamonds,
Yeah.
there are certain categories in yellow.
Yeah.
If you can give us a simple explanation for, let me rephrase that question. Yellow diamonds में कौन से types of yellow होते हैं and which is the most expensive to the least expensive?
So let's keep it more generic. Forget yellow. I think we do it for all color diamonds because the grading standards are the same.
Okay.
It's just that the color changes
Okay.
overall. Everything. So there's a huge range of color. Like
So let
you
me
have in
rephrase
whites
that
also.
question
Sure.
and let me ask that question. So fancy color diamonds में ना 3 to 4 types of colors होते हैं जिसके हिसाब से उसको value दिए जाती
There's
है.
actually more, but go on. I'll go
So-
on into it. Yes.
So what are these flow of colors?
Yeah.
And how are they graded?
So the best color. So basically, there's an intensity and the color. That's how a color grading is divided into two parts. How strong the color is. Like in white's case, it's like how white the diamond is. So it's like deep. But then in color, how strong the color is, irrespective of the color.
Okay.
So the top is fancy vivid.
Okay.
So that's fancy vivid blue, fancy vivid yellow, fancy vivid green.
Okay.
That way.
That's the best one.
That's that's the strongest. Then there's fancy intense. Then there's fancy, then fancy light,
Nice.
then just light, very light and faint. So
Okay.
that's how the grading. And there are a few more also in fancy deep and fancy dark.
Okay.
But then predominantly this is what it gets used. But there's deep and dark as well in the middle overall. So this is how from a saturation perspective, and then you add the color accordingly.
Nice.
Be it green or pink
Yeah.
or yellow. That's how
Nice.
it goes. So even the rarity and the pricing is
Will
also
also
accordingly the
according,
same. That fancy
Nice.
vivid is the most expensive and the most rare. And the appreciation wise also it's the best.
Nice.
Yes.
I'll just re-ask the question. If the question I asked was not right, the editor will just put it in the start. So don't have to answer it.
Yeah, tell
I'm
me.
just asking the same question again.
Sure.
So colored diamonds, or diamonds which are colored have a different level of assessment in terms of the color. तो उसको कैसे ग्रेड किया जाता है with the other aspect? Okay. Whoever is the editing, ये question use कर सकते हो आप. जो colored diamonds है,
Yeah.
how would you put it in a hierarchy in terms of color, which is rare, and or you know what? Let's make it more simple.
Yeah.
Color diamonds में color आता कैसे है?
All right. So, you know the Dibes, the famous story that they go by, diamond is pure,
Yeah.
because that is actually true.
Yeah.
A white diamond effectively is pure carbon, is the
Okay.
purest form,
Okay.
and formed with a lot of hardship that the stone has faced with
Yeah.
high temperature and high pressure.
Yeah.
So, it kind of symbolizes the love
Yeah.
that it also goes through,
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
so that being the thing, to the truest form, color diamonds are pure. Diamonds are extremely pure. Now, hence they are colorless overall. Now, when impurities come into the diamond during the formation of the diamonds, that's when things start changing.
Okay.
So now, let's say nitrogen. I mean, to be more
Yeah.
scientific, nitrogen enters the diamond formation.
Yeah.
Then it starts giving it a bit of yellow tinge.
Okay.
So the more the nitrogen, the more yellow it gets overall. Boron is for blue.
Yeah.
Green is through radiations.
Nice.
Pink is just random creation of nature. There is no
Oh.
specific
Reason.
reason of pink diamonds coming through.
Nice.
It is just that while the diamond was being formed, something went wrong or something happened different,
Nice.
and the pink color came through.
Nice.
So there is no true way to mimic it.
Interesting.
So they are basically impurities. Yeah.
And what is your favorite one out of this?
My favorite would be pink overall. They are beautiful to look at. They are extremely rare overall, and even rarer now, especially with their primary supplier. The primary mine has shut down 4 years ago. They are extremely rare.
Yeah.
The rarity is so well defined, and it's something everyone wants it also. And you see it in the news, see it in the media, the celebrities wearing it.
Yeah.
So it's like the perfect setup overall for it. So that's my favorite.
Most expensive colored diamond which you know about or aware about?
Red diamonds are extremely, extremely rare
Okay.
overall. They don't come in very, very large sizes.
Okay.
But I've seen red diamonds, let's say, there's like VS clarity in red diamonds is extremely rare.
Okay.
So I saw once a 2-carat fancy red. There's no intense and vivid in red.
Oh.
There's only fancy.
And even
there was no vivids or intenses.
Even the fancy one are like extremely rare.
Yeah, so that's extremely rare. They like the top color in red, fancy red.
Mm-hmm.
And that 2-carat diamond costed $18 million. It is that rare because the combination of a VS clarity associated with something which is so rare and a 2-carat.
Yeah.
The combination is so rare, it can fetch such a crazy price overall. And that's where the shape rarity is something which is very, very interesting as well into color diamonds, because the supply is so limited of overall color diamonds. Shape rarity is also a big deal, which you don't see so much in white diamonds, but in color diamonds, shape rarity is a interesting thing, which is a lot of education to be acquired.
Nice.
To know.
So I have my last question, and you can take it ahead if you want to. Gold jewelry versus titanium jewelry, which you're really into, in terms of difference, in terms of aesthetics, value, and price.
So titanium is overall as a metal is quite cheap.
Okay.
But there are a few other advantages of titanium. Firstly, it's extremely light.
Okay.
Moreover, since it's light, it's also actually very strong.
Okay.
It is a bit brittle, but it's extremely, extremely strong.
Okay.
Overall. So it's not so malleable. Like gold jewelry is very easy to work with, because, and moreover, gold jewelry you can work with at a lower temperature. With titanium, you need extreme high temperature to work with. So let's say you are building a piece of jewelry with it. You are fitting a diamond, so you're bending the prongs, you're just heating it overall. But by the time you heat it and you go to the next one, it's already got cold enough. So you again have to heat it.
Oh, nice.
So amount of time required to work with titanium jewelry is extremely high.
Time and energy,
right? So now one more other advantage of titanium as a metal is the different colors that you can achieve with titanium. As you see, iPhones use a lot of titanium. You see different shades of color that they are able to work with. And they are using titanium is because of its strength and the lightness. So in jewelry form, if you take these two advantages, one is the lightness of the jewelry and the color of the metal overall.
Okay.
And if you incorporate that into your pieces, then you will be able to create one-of-a-kind pieces.
Okay.
Gold, you can also do colors, but then they are all coating, which can be scraped off.
Okay.
So over a period of time, it gets lighter, and fades out, and also it gets scratched very easily because it's a very thin layer which you put on top of it.
Nice.
There are other ways of colors to add to gold jewelry, but then that's not something which is sustainable.
Okay.
Overall, so you have to keep on doing it again and again. So there's a high maintenance to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think this was quite a lot, and I'm zoned out today, and I think you're also having a long day, and tomorrow you're traveling.
No, I'm not traveling. I have an exhibition right here, so it's.
Are you going to Hong Kong as well? You said
that I will go on Tuesday.
Shan is also there.
Yeah, I spoke to.
Yes.
That was a funny conversation.
Yes, I know.
Thank you so much for this.
Not a problem. My pleasure.
And thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
I think people who are very inclined towards colored diamonds.
Yes.
This will be an interesting.
I think this will be a very interesting topic because they may not be really aware about colored diamonds, because jewelers do not want to make them aware about colored diamonds.
I don't think so. I think maybe if you allow, let's touch upon the challenges of color diamonds and the education in the Indian industry.
Let's do that. I don't know.
So
let me ask them.
So you ask.
So what's the challenges of color diamond in the Indian market?
I think the biggest challenge that we faced when we started off or marketing in India is the level of education in two parts. First part is the actual retailers, how much aware they are themselves, and at the same time, how much is the consumer aware. Now the color diamond is extremely rare, so it appeals to an audience which is very well mature audience who have bought a lot of jewelry over a period of time. So that's kind of the prime target overall. Now the great part is HNIs are very well traveled nowadays. Travel is everyone loves in India. Big travel issues, people spending so much amount of travel, so much of importance is given to travel now. So when they travel, they see a lot of brands using color diamonds overall. So that's something which is fantastic. You see that the HNIs are quite aware. They've just not seen the product in India,
Yeah.
but they are aware of it.
Yeah.
And that is something which has been very surprising for the retailers. That, okay, once we actually talk to them about, we are surprised that they actually are aware of it. So it's kind of easy, it got easier for them.
Yeah.
So when the retailers took the first steps, they were quite surprised overall. So then the progress happened fairly easily.
Nice.
On the other hand, there is a customer base, who wants to get into the zone as well, where they want to buy unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. So that's where I think the retailer communities have to take one step and educate the customers about color diamonds and how rare they are. Because many people are not even aware. They actually, when we do exhibitions, we get, okay, is this a sapphire? When they look at a yellow diamond. But that's purely because they don't even know that color diamond exists. Forget seeing them.
Yeah.
But that's the only challenge. But I think India is a huge, the population is crazy and number of diamonds are very limited. So, it's okay for people not to be aware. But then there's still a huge portion of the population which is aware, and they are the prime target for this.
So let me ask you another last question.
Yes.
I'm sorry, this is the last one for sure.
No worry at all.
So in the next 5, 10 and the 15 years, what are some Indian... let me rephrase that. In the next 5, 10 and
Yes.
15 years, what are some colors in the colored diamonds
Yes.
which is going to be open or going to be bought by Indian consumers?
I think the first and foremost will always be yellow diamonds, because there is a good sense of price comparison with what they are already spending on. So let's say someone spends on a 2-carat white diamonds versus they want a 2-carat yellow diamond. Now that's something which is more comparable. So it's kind of easier to convince them. On the other hand, if it's a 2-carat white versus a 2-carat pink diamonds are much higher in prices. Though it is much rarer, but it is much higher in prices. So the entry barrier is huge. So for HNIs, pink, blues, they are very exciting as a color base, because that's something which they get influenced by the celebrities and the big brands.
Yeah.
So it's an easier kind of a gravitational force that pulls them towards those colors overall. So pinks, a bit of blue, yellow will all do very well. And I feel with more and more adoptions, we'll also see a bit of brown, because brown as a color which we see suits quite well on various different occasions, in various different situations overall.
Yeah.
But if so the browns will also pick up a little bit.
I feel
believe
browns
in
and
India.
champagnes are for this season.
So brown has actually all different kinds of shades. There's browns which has a bit of orange inside, the browns which are which has a yellow inside, and there's pure brown, there's a dark brown, like the chocolate brown. So there are different, about 4-5 different verticals of brown families which are very distinctly different.
Yeah.
And they are distinctly different price points as well overall. So there's a lot more that you can do with brown diamonds as well.
So you're talking about apple to apple comparison.
Yeah.
Let's do that for the people.
Sure.
A 2-carat white diamond
Yeah.
versus a 2-carat yellow diamond. We can also bifurcate in 3 types.
Yep.
Give the difference in the pricing, if you have to give one.
So I think again, like when we say white is also a huge range.
Yeah, in a way.
White,
Yeah.
right? So overall, it's the same. Yellow as a range as well. But let's say if we compare white versus yellow.
Okay.
Yellow. So there are the entry level of yellows could also be cheaper than whites, and then the strongest, like the fancy vivid, will be much more expensive than white as well. So there is a range of yellow diamonds colors available.
Okay.
So depending upon the customer, depending upon their perceived liking of the color, they can choose that. So it is a range overall.
Okay.
So the entry barrier is not huge, because you have a sense of price parity between yellow and white.
Okay.
Browns are cheaper than whites overall. So that will certainly be from a pricing perspective. Then
But
pinks
browns
and
look
blues
very-
are quite expensive compared to whites.
Browns are really beautiful. I am someone who's really fascinated by the orange browns and the champagne-ish kind
Correct.
of diamonds. And I feel it's going to fit.
I think
this
if you look
year's
at it
budget.
like, let's say, for example, you look at someone with a fair skin. Now, the brown diamond will complement the skin tone very, very well overall.
Yeah.
So it can be a great pop in that situation. Now, let's say if you go towards, like the mid-tone, a skin tone
You know what?
overall.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
I think that will be better. So someone with let's do skin colors and diamonds.
Okay.
Someone with a white skin,
Yeah.
someone with a brown skin, and someone with a dark skin.
Yes.
What color of diamonds would complement their skin colors?
All right. So with white skin, you can have any color for that matter.
Okay.
Every color suits very well
Okay.
overall. Because if you with the white skin, I would like, let's go one step back. Yeah? With the white skin, if you're wearing all white, it does complement the skin, but not so much.
Yeah.
But if you add a bit of color with that white, let's say be it gemstone or be it color diamond, it will pop
Yeah.
overall. So I believe all white is something which is kind of less exciting for a white skin. I would prefer it to be have a bit of color in it, be it of whatever kind.
Okay.
As far as color diamonds are concerned, all colors suit on a white skin, because
Yeah.
if you build out the contrast, I think it's gonna look fantastic overall. So except white, I feel anything else looks nice, be it
Okay.
gemstone or be it color for
Yeah.
white skin. Now, when it comes to brown, yellows are a great mix always, because it complements your skin very well.
Okay.
I think many times you see a brown skin and a white diamond is too much of a contrast. I
Yeah.
think for a darker skin is even a more contrast, but even with the mid-tone, you see a contrast. So if somebody wants to wear a bit more subtle jewelry, then white is not the go-to choice. It's more yellow, because brown and yellow is not a very stark contrast.
Yeah.
It is a subtle contrast.
Yeah.
It's something light and dark, so it's
Yeah.
much better. So that way, so mid-tones, I think the yellows are fantastic as an option. So certain browns are also
Yeah.
very nice because they have their own luster, especially the orange brown.
Yes.
Some call it there are also a segment called honey brown, which is a brown and yellow mix,
Nice.
which is also a good one overall. Then pinks do well overall on that
Okay.
skin tone as well. Blues is something more of an acquired taste
Okay.
overall, I think, for brown and dark skin, but that is something which mounted nicely.
Okay.
People do wear a lot as well, because you put a bit of white
Yeah.
separating the blue
Yeah.
with the skin tone, it works very well. So that way you have more options.
Okay.
As
Dark
well.
skin. You forgot the dark skin.
For the dark skin, yellows are a great choice. All
Okay.
white is also a great
Yeah.
choice for them, no doubt about that. But yellows and pink again. Pinks are something because they gravitate towards the
Yeah.
rarity of it.
Yeah.
But then yellow diamonds are a great choice.
That's true.
And when you come to yellow, there's also a lot of colors around yellow which is available,
Yes.
which people are not aware of. There's a mix of orange and yellow,
Okay.
which kind of makes it exciting
Okay.
overall as a color tone.
Nice.
So, I mean, so there's a lot of combination of colors as well. Brown, yellow mixed together,
Okay.
yellow, orange mixed together.
Okay.
And which allows you to make unique, one of a kind pieces
Nice.
and own a color which appeals to you.
And
So
which
make
may
the
not-
jewelry yourself.
which
Make
may-
the jewelry unique to yourself.
Which may not be even available, to be honest. A second piece of that same color or same shade would never
Yeah.
be even available, to be honest.
So it's an interesting question you asked. So let me kind of go more detail into it, which the consumers might not
Should
aware.
I ask you the question in a better manner so the viewers understand well?
See, so basically the concept is that no two diamonds are alike in color diamonds.
Okay.
Like in how white you define it as, a white diamond is triple X.
Okay.
So a triple X cut diamond to another triple X cut diamond is exactly the same in
Okay.
round, right? But in color diamonds, even if the polish and symmetry defined by the lab is the same, it is cut differently.
Nice.
No two stones are identical.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
definition of color diamonds in this space. So every piece of jewelry you make is one of a kind. Even if it's the same design we repeat, it is still one of a kind.
Yeah.
Because we had to adapt to the stone, the cutting and everything. So that way it is much more exciting, when, as people say, buy jewelry which emotionally connects with you, right?
That's true.
So in color diamond space, there's so many different color shades available to you, and they are all one of a kind.
That's true.
So now it's a perfect platform for someone to build or to own a jewelry which is very personal to them,
Nice.
which appeals to them.
That's true.
So there's a very strong story and emotion that goes behind purchasing any color diamond
Yeah.
because of the options available to it and the personalization factor that you can build into it. Yeah.
So to conclude this podcast, I want to ask you a simple, very crisp question.
Yes.
Which is more rare, white diamonds or colored diamonds?
It's a very simple answer. Color diamonds are extremely rare.
Nice.
There's no question about it. And with more and more geological and economical factors, the one thing which is very obvious is that overall mining of diamonds as a whole is reducing, which will make color diamonds only more rare
Nice.
over a period of next many years to come.
Yeah.
So the rarity is only increasing, even the price.
So that was an amazing podcast, Arshit.
Thank you so much,
Really
Sean.
lovely insights. Thank you so much for all of this.
Thank you.
And you guys, like if you like colored diamonds, and comment which colored diamond would you want to get it for yourself. See you.